Damage Control Services is here to help.
All right, thank you very much. It is 3 minutes after 11 o'clock. Nice looking Thursday. Hope you're doing well. You know, I've known a few people, and probably you have as well, who greatly took control of their lives, made a change in their lives in many different ways. But specifically, the ones I want to talk about right now, the ones who were able to lose a lot of weight. I mean, a lot of weight. Not just the person who needed to lose 20 pounds, but the person who needed to lose 100 or something. Mm-hmm. And some of those folks did it with diet and exercise, and some of them did it with some kind of a procedure, a medical procedure. And I don't know enough about it to even try to pretend to name them. I think I would stumble through a few of them correctly, but I might get it wrong. Nevertheless, it is one of the options out there. And in fact, we've had a couple of doctors on the air with us before who talked about the gastric procedures. I'll just kind of say it that way, and then we'll kind of get the expert to fill us in on this. Dr. George Fielding is the expert. He's an obesity expert. In fact, listen to this. I mean, not to name drop, but he actually did this procedure on Chris Christie, the governor of New Jersey.
Right.
Also did it for the head coach of the New York Jets, Rex Ryan. And Dr. Fielding is the associate professor of surgery at NYU School of Medicine. He's a pioneer in laparoscopic and bariatric surgery. And he's going to talk to us now about gastric banding, how it works, and who it's right for. So let's find out about that from Dr. Fielding. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Larry.
Where are you right now?
I'm in New York City.
New York City. See, I'm from New York. The only place anybody calls me La is in New York. I like that. It's made me feel good when you said that. Hey, La. Down here they say Larry. Hey, Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, did it work? Chris Christie still looks heavy.
Nah, he's lost a lot of weight. He's done great.
What?
And he's had it. I mean, I can't talk too much about him, but he's had it a bit over a year, and he's really lost a lot of weight.
Oh, really? I guess I've seen old pictures.
Yeah, if you see the new ones, you'll see it.
So what is gastric banding, and is it the same thing that we might have heard about 10 or 20 years ago?
Well, it's been around for a while. It's basically just putting a little ring with an inflatable balloon around the top of the stomach. Most of the operations that have been long established in America have involved cutting the stomach and rerouting the intestines often, but that's a very major operation, and I think it sort of scared people away from considering this option of surgery as a treatment. As you said in your intro, there are different ways to do it, and one of the options that's gaining credence now is to sort of treat obesity as a disease process that causes all these other diseases, particularly diabetes, sleep apnea, cholesterol, blood pressure, all this stuff, and that we know that if people can lose that weight and most importantly keep it off, those secondary diseases will really fade away for many people. So I think it's becoming more accepted that that surgery is a valid option if you need to lose weight, particularly if you're getting sick from it. So the band given that it's an operation, it's very gentle. We do it through the laparoscope, little tiny cuts. Takes about half an hour, and the people usually go home the same day and are back at work in a few days. And what it does primarily is it really helps you be much, much less hungry. I think those of us that are big have a real issue with being constantly hungry and never satisfied. And what this little thing does really best is control hunger. So that's really what it's about. It's about making you have less urge to eat, and then when you eat, you're full quickly.
Makes sense, right? It sounds like it rings true. I would think that part of this is psychological as well. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a complicated business, all this. It's definitely physiologic in your brain. There's a center in your brain called the satiety center, and it really does control these urges to eat and give you the feeling that you've had enough. People that aren't heavy, like normal weight people, get hungry, eat, feel full, and stop. People that are big, overweight people, they virtually never feel full. And so it's really aimed at converting them to a more sort of normal relationship with hunger and food. And it's definitely it's a physiologic thing. And even if you are, eating because you're bored or lonely or sad or all the rest of it that really does happen, I think you still eat less when you've got this thing working for you.
And does it stay in there the rest of your life?
Yeah. I had it myself 15 years ago, and I've lost a lot of weight, and I've kept it off, and I don't plan to ever take it out. I think because if you take it out, you lose that pressure on the top of the stomach, and the physiological setup that you have, it just goes straight back to the way it was, and you just regain weight.
So can you regain weight though, even after having the surgery, if you don't eat properly and don't have a maintenance level?
You can. Yeah, you can. I think you've got to be really careful about liquid calories because they go down easy and they don't make you feel full.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that, but it's also adjustable. And one of the most important things with maintenance of weight loss is to maintain the level of tightness of this thing on the stomach. So we can do that in the office. It's got a little port that sits under the skin.
Really?
And we have patients coming back regularly, and we check their weight, check their hunger levels, see how they're doing, and if they're getting hungry and starting to regain weight, we just tighten it a little bit, and they get back to a more level playing field.
Oh, wow.
But you're absolutely right about you've got to eat healthy. We encourage people to do that. We encourage people to take notice of what they're eating, and also to try and exercise a bit. So it's a mixed bag.
What about the woman that's overweight and then she has the surgery done and then she wants to get pregnant? Do you remove the band?
No, we don't. We treat the band and the lady on the situation, because people with a band, it's not like they're starving. People with a band are just eating the same amount of food as slender people do. And the majority of women who are not heavy, the reason they're not heavy is they just don't eat that much. So it's not like you're going on some weird starvation diet with this. You're eating what slender people would consider a normal amount of food. So we've had hundreds of women have babies with the band, and we do, and if they're going along nicely with us, leave them be, because if you empty this band and take, they'll regain a lot of weight, which is bad for them in their pregnancy. So it seems to work okay.
So this sounds less shocking to the body than some of the others, and you kind of said that already. But one of the things we've heard from the bypass, and I don't know if I'm saying that right,
yeah, bypass,
is that they those people for the rest of their lives have to take a B12 or some kind of a supplement. I don't know if
so with the bypass you have to take iron and calcium and D and often B12, but certainly iron and calcium and vitamin D every day, because the food needs the stomach to break down the stuff that you extract iron and calcium. So if you don't take these supplements, you're going to get anemic and you're going to get very soft bones. So it's a very real issue.
Oh, wow.
The thing with the band is that everything, when you eat, it just goes all through the normal channels. So you extract the normal amount of stuff out of the food. And so with the band, it's more a personal preference for people, whether they want to take supplements and vitamins and stuff.
Does the band break down at all over time? Or does it get old like everything else?
It's a device, and sometimes the tubing coming up to the adjustment port, probably in 1% of people over time, it'll crack, and you just need to put a new adjustment port in. But it's completely... it'll just sit there, this thing. It doesn't do anything. It's inert. It just sits there.
So what is the listener who has become interested from this conversation? Does he or she go to her doctor? Do we take a drive to New York to meet you? How do we do this?
Yeah, sure. Anytime you like. No, I think it is very important to go to your doctor and talk to them. I think there's also some good information out there. We've got there's a web page you can go to. There's a 1-800 number, If you, I'd be happy to give you that.
Yeah, what is the? I'm going to write it down. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's lapband.com.
Okay.
And then 1-800-LAP-BAND.
Oh, that's easy enough.
And if you've got listeners who are interested, I'm going to do a Twitter thing tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, and the hashtag is LapBandChat.
LapBandChat. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Dr. Fielding, thank you for being on the air with us. I know that this is hugely important for so many people, and it is, yeah. and it is a solution. And it's a good option. I guess everybody has to think through everything that's out there, but this one is just one to consider.
Absolutely.
On the website that you gave us, the lapband.com, are there stories from people who've gone through this? Now you've gone through it yourself, so your story should be there, right?
Yeah, it's there. I know there are other stories. There's a lot of info on the webpage.
By the way, while you were talking, I did go to Governor. I googled Governor Christie's before and after, and I did see he has lost a lot of weight. How much has he lost so far? Do you know?
I'm not allowed to say.
Oh, you're not allowed to say?
It's a lot.
How much did you lose? Can I ask you about your own weight loss?
I lost about 120 pounds.
Wow. Good for you.
And it changed my life. It was fabulous.
Yeah, you have a woman now, or did you have one before?
I got a woman. I had a woman. I got a woman. Sound like Ray Charles, you know. I've got a woman all over town. No, but it's good.
Well, and he had a wife too. He's got a pretty wife, Chris Christie.
Yeah.
I don't know what she sees in him.
He's a really good guy.
Yeah. Well, Doctor, thank you for being on the air with us today, and for contributing what you did to the show, as well, and more importantly, what you're doing for the world.
Thank you very much.
So tonight, what time? 7 o'clock, the Lap Band chat?
Yeah.
Okay, 7 o'clock on Twitter, hashtag LapBandChat. 1-800-LAP-BAND is the phone number. Lapband.com is the website. Thank you, Doctor.
Thanks, guys.
All right. We will take a little break. We'll be right back.
Habitat for Humanity of Marion County is a ministry dedicated to improving lives by providing affordable and decent housing. Help them help others by visiting the Habitat for Humanity Ocala Restore at 926 Northwest 27th Avenue. To schedule a donation, give us a call at 401-0075 and we'll come pick it up. For more information, visit ocalarestore.org. Habitat for Humanity of Marion County. Building homes, building hope, building community.
Hey, it's Christy with Ocala Mac and PC Repair and Ocala Guest Wi-Fi to let you know we have you covered. We are the only local certified Apple and Microsoft computer company in Ocala. We are family owned and operated. From mobile repair to wireless networks, viruses, new systems, or security cameras, we do it all. Check us out online, ocalamacpc.com, or give us a call, 352-566-8324.
Tell them Nick, Madison, or Mason sent you and get free diagnostic.
Get your internet telephone service from the company that brought affordable internet service to Ocala in the first place. All is Safe is a sister company of Ocala Guest Wi-Fi, a company you've known and trusted for all your internet needs. Whether you need a phone or hundreds, we've got the products and services to meet your needs both now and in the future. Our plans include everything from local and long-distance calling to equipment maintenance and even software upgrades. You can count on All is Safe to give you cost certainty knowing that your bill will be the same next week, next month, or even next year. Call 352-450-8647 today to learn how to cut your monthly telephone bill up to 60%.
From the Southeast Agnet, it's Bottom Line. Well, Reuters is reporting that the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals heard arguments from the Obama administration and lawyers representing North America meat vendors this week about the 2013 USDA regulation requiring those vendors to list where the animals they sell as meat are born, raised, and slaughtered. The administration said the labeling requirement gives meat consumers information they want and need about products coming from within the U.S. and those coming from Canada or Mexico. But the judges said this argument was too broad. Several judges asked the administration's attorney to suggest a test that could be used to establish when government agencies can require companies to use labels. And the attorney said the government would always be justified in label requirements as long as they are providing important information to consumers to make informed decisions. Well, in other news, the U.S. Meat Export Federation is holding their Board of Directors meeting and product showcase now through Friday in Kansas City, Missouri. USMEF President and CEO Philip Singh notes that while U.S. beef and pork export results have been strong so far this year, USMEF members will be discussing a number of economic and market access issues that have created a challenging business climate in 2014.
For the first quarter of this year, we've done pretty well when you consider the circumstances with the situation as far as price and the situation as far as paucity when it comes to both beef and pork. But also, I would say the challenges are probably as daunting as they've ever been. We have, of course, supply situations both from the beef and the pork side. I think a lot of people are also concerned about the weather factors from the standpoint of some people getting into the fields late and what's corn and soybeans going to do. So there's a lot of question marks when we take a look at the market.
More than 120 international participants are attending this event. Well, on the Merc Wednesday, live cattle futures ended mixed, ranging from a quarter higher to 50 cents lower. Feeder futures closed higher with gains ranging from 15 to 77 cents, and wholesale beef prices were up over $1 bill. Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
Coming August 8th and 9th, the first annual Ocala Bike Fest. How would you like a chance to win a 2014 Harley Street Glide? How about a 2014 Indian Chief Vintage? The tickets are only $100 each, and each chance drawing has only 599 tickets. Now that is some great odds. All proceeds go to ARC. Questions, call 387-2210. The number again is 387-2210. Ocala Bike Fest. We'll see you there.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at